This pattern of 20 tiles is arranged as 4 rows and 5 columns. The outer tiles around the edge are white and the inner tiles are black. When I change the number of rows and columns in my pattern, I continue to keep the outer tiles around the edge white. Complete the following table. Okay, so these are the number of rows, the number of columns, the number of white tiles, and the number of black tiles. And there are 4 rows, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And there are 5 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the number of white tiles, there are 14 because there are 5 here and 5 here. And that makes 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The number of black tiles is 2 times 2, which is 6. Okay, so if there are 4 rows and 6 columns, that means we will have to add an extra column on to make it correct, or to make the statement correct. So, so there are 6 at the top now, and 6 at the bottom. That's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, which means this would be 16. And the number of black tiles would be 2 times 4 instead of 2 times 3, which would be 8. Okay, so if there are 8 number of rows and 12 number of columns, if there are 8 rows, that means the inside, well, the black tiles, there must be 6 times 10, because if you look at the first row here, that means that it must be 2 less because you can't do the outside, which means it will be 6 times 10, which would get to 60. And then the number of black tiles, oh sorry, not that. 60 would go here.
Yep.
Because of the inside.
Yep.
Which means that the outside must be 12 plus 12 plus 6 plus 6, which gets you to 36. And I say it's 12 plus 12 plus 6 plus 6, because if you look here, if there are 12 squares, that means 12 and 12 on the top row as well.
Yeah.
But we've already done the 2 on the corners.
Yeah.
Which means it would only be 6 on each side, which means 12 plus 12 is 24, and 24 plus 12 is 36.
Okay.
And last one, there are 5 black tiles, so this one could either go like this or like this. So you can do it anyway.
Yep, yep.
And the number of white tiles, there'll be 1 here, so 1 here, and 1 here. And then there will be 5 plus 2, which gets you to 7, which means 7 plus 7 is 14, 15, 16. So there are 16 white tiles. And then the number of columns, there could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it could either be 7 here and 3 rows here, or it could be the other way around.
Yeah, because you don't know whether it's vertical or horizontal.
Yeah.
There's no way of telling. But either ways, the 3 and the 7 are kind of interchangeable for that one.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. And now for part B. So what's special about part B?
Okay, so I have 24 black tiles. What is the smallest number of white tiles I can use to make one of my patterns? Show your workings to prove that your answer is the smallest solution. Okay, so the possibilities of making 24 is 1 and 24. 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6, and if we go any higher, it'll just restart.
Okay.
Okay. So if it's 1 and 24, it could either be horizontal or vertical.
Mhm.
So there's 1 on each edge, which means 2.
Yeah.
And there'll be 24 plus 2, 26. 26 plus 26, you get 500, no, not 500, 52. Which that means 52 for this one. Let's see if we can get any smaller than 52. So 2 and 12 is 2. So 2 here, and well, there'll be 2 on each edge.
I've got to stop you. I can't see what you're drawing.
I'm not drawing anything
Oh, okay.
because sometimes I just wave it in the air.
Oh, okay. Then you carry on.
So there'll be 2 on one edge.
Yeah.
And 2 on the other edge. That
Okay.
means it'll be 12 plus 2 because of the extra corners.
Yeah.
Which means it'll be 14. And 14 plus 14 is 24.
Okay.
Sorry, 28. And then 28 plus 4, you'll get to 32. So that means there are 32 white tiles. And it's gotten smaller now, so it's not that one. Okay, so 3 and 8. There'll be 3 on one side and 3 on the other, which makes 6. And then 10, because of the extra corners again, which means it would be 26. So it can't be this one. Last one, 4 and 6. There'll be 4 on one side, 4 on the other, which makes 8. 6 plus 2 is 8. And then 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 8 is 24. Which means the smallest possible solution is 4 and 6.
Very nice.
But if there's an easier way, because 1 and 24 shows the most number of edges, which means there are going to be more squares around it. But 4 and 6 look more like a square.
Yeah.
So there are less edges showing, which means there are going to be less white tiles.
Right. So what you're saying is that if you had to say these are 24 in there, then you can see that all of these squares have got quite a few exposed edges.
Yes.
But when you look at a 4 by 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, a lot of these squares which are inside, well, they
don't have any edges showing.
And this actually goes into long lines of well, squares tend to just have less perimeter for the amount of area, which then leads on to the fact that a circle has the smallest amount of area. Oh, sorry, the largest amount of area, the same amount of perimeter. Oh, very nice.